Venues are closed and concerts canceled.
Entertainment venues tell us they are 30 to 60 days away from literally going out of business.
When COVID-19 swept over the country, venues were the first to close, and they will be the last to open. I mean, I think all of us knew that it could be this bad, but none of us really came to terms with how quickly it would happen. This is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence, and everything that you think couldn't ever happen is about to happen. 90% of our venues will be permanently shut down in the first 6 months without federal intervention. Some of these venues have been around for decades. Some of them have housed legendary performances. No business can exist unless there's money coming in the door.
My name is Kevin Norton. I'm one of the owners of Supply and Demand in Long Beach, California. I've been playing in bands since I was about 14, 15 years old. And I play in a band now called The Eulogy, play hardcore punk. The shutdown has been just devastating for our venue. And we've been shut down since March 16th, which is the day before March 17th, which is one of the best bar days of the year, St. Patrick's Day. Not only did we not have one of the best days of the year, they shut us down, and we've been shut down with the exception of about 7 days since March. And people have been very cavalier about shutting our industry down for 5 months and like, oh, well, maybe we'll shut you down for another 5 more. And then, we're supposed to be shut down for a year, but that's okay. And without a hell of a lot of help. Operating half capacity, which would be 50 people, they act like we're Black Death on wheels. They still want you to pay, and then you got no money coming in, and you're trying to hang on. And, certainly, I feel for a lot of businesses, this is going to kill them. It's going to be just, who can hang on for a year? There just seems to be no voice for this industry that gets anybody to listen to it.
My name is Jim Ritson. I'm one of the owners of 4th Street Vine. It's a beer and wine bar that hosts live music every night. The bar has been here for about 13 years. Well, the shutdown has affected us pretty dramatically. We've been closed since March 16th and have not opened since then. So we have zero income through the bar, and we had to lay off our entire staff. It's pretty impacting, obviously, for us in every way. I thought the shutdown would be short-lived. I thought the shutdown initially would last 2 weeks. And then during that 2-week period, I realized that it was gonna be a longer shutdown than that. And I thought, well, somehow we can make it. I never dreamed it would go this long. And I'm not prepared financially, for it. We're totally out of money now. Right now, I don't really know what we're gonna do. And in fact, I don't know when live music's ever coming back. I feel like that's not even on the horizon yet. And it's just hard for me to even now to sort of imagine 4th Street Vine without live music. Up and coming, emerging local bands were always here doing residencies, playing their first shows, having their first record release parties, and that's really what we are. So I don't know, I don't want to pivot. I think that the city and the state have to make a decision about whether they want to let us go away or they want to help us stay alive. It's really that simple. Hey, these businesses are part of the culture of our communities. What's the value that we put on that? I know how valuable it is to the community that's a part of this bar. I just don't know if any of the folks at City Hall or, up in wherever bureaucratic offices those folks reside, if they are familiar with the kind of community and culture that exists in places like this. We recently formed the Long Beach Bar Coalition to unify our voices, working with one of the city council members right now to build an agenda item that basically asks for exactly what we're talking about, get it in front of city council so they can vote on it. There is a chance that we'll close permanently. What I tend to think about is just the big fish being all that's left in the pond and all the small fish being gone. Live Nation or whoever has picked up the Echoplex and the Echo, and they have big venues in downtown, the Moroccan Lounge, and the Regent Theater, places like this. I hate to speak about something I don't know anything about. I have no insight to what life is for them. I just imagine that they'll be there when the dust settles and that we won't.
My name is Vivian Hernandez, and my son is the owner of Alex's Bar. When the shutdown happened, our worlds turned upside down. I don't have any answers on how long this will be. I have no direction as to how we're going to continue operating, how this is going to impact us in the long term. There's just that uncertainty that we live with every day. Now it's, what are we going to do to survive? How are we going to continue in business with all the debt that we've accumulated? To be called stage 4. Stage 4 is a term that's used for people that are terminal, and you have to keep that thought that this isn't terminal. This isn't how it's going to end. If this gets worse and there's no government assistance, no grants, because loans, we've already done the loans. All we're doing is accumulating debt right now. We need grants. There is no way we can take on more debt without the possibility of knowing how we're going to pay it back.
Venues are so important to their community that for every dollar spent on a ticket, $12 is seen in return spending. They are revenue generators. They, in themselves, their very existence is to support the local community.
It's a tough pill to swallow, being shut down without any options. Our livelihoods are based on large gatherings, which is exactly what we can't do and shouldn't be doing right now, but also we're facing extinction if they don't allow us to open on some sort of capacity and be responsible business owners.
All of those things were what our bar was before. It was people socializing close together. That's not going to be for the foreseeable future.
Coming here together as one unit in the good foot and listening to funk and soul, that's a unifier. That's the medicine that's gonna fucking heal the fucking divide that's going on in our country right now. We as humans are able to take these ideas and these emotions that are bottled up inside of us and express them through music, to be able to pick up a guitar, a bass, drums, keyboards, and vocalize and emote and put a song, a message out there that somehow resonates and connects us to everybody. Like that's kind of what music is and what music does for the soul. I think that's what makes these last 6 months fucking dark, is not being able to have or share those experiences.
It's imperative that we keep it going. It really is, for the collective mental health of everybody we care about and love.
I think that people in this industry are some of the smartest, most creative people, and we'll figure out a way to do it. A lot of good things happen in this country through arts.
I have no doubt in my mind that there will be a very healthy future of live music. If anything, on the other side of these shutdowns and these mandatory isolations and quarantines, I think that the future of live music is going to be more secure because people are going to be that much more hungry to get out there and fill that void.
Then I guess, it starts over. It starts organically. It starts with house parties and dudes throwing shows in their houses. And one of the guys at the house is like, hey man, we should charge $3 at the door so that we can pay for the beer and all the bullshit that goes on. And then that guy eventually is like, maybe I should start a space, man, and do this for a living. And it starts back up again.
Long live rock and roll, man.